unlike other degrees, PhD is more of compared to undergrad, compared to postgrad. PhD is something you drive, not some course curriculum that drives it, or not some university that drives it. It's mostly you, your passion, and your interest in the field. That's the thing. You might be spending 4 years or 5 years of your time with constrained financial things or whatever it is. But once you are out of your PhD, you are already starting at a higher ground. You are not starting as zero. You are being treated as an experienced person already. The only thing that you would require is hard work, being passionate about the subject, perseverance. These are the three primary things.
Hello viewers, welcome back to Kirtik Vasan Talks once again. And guess what? Today we have a very special guest at our channel, and he is Dr. Harsha Gade, and he's joining us from Bengaluru. Hello Harsha.
Hi, Rick.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing absolutely great. So how is your new phase in life?
It's been pretty good, but of course, as everything else, even this has been disrupted because of the current situation. But yeah, otherwise, it's fairly easy. Fortunately, my company is very much, they have the entire infrastructure for supporting work from home. So there isn't much difference other than not going to office at all. So yeah, you're there at home all the time. Other than that, it's still pretty great.
So aren't you getting bored? How are you passing your time?
Yeah, see, a good deal of the time still goes for work. From the time I wake up after a couple of hours, breakfast and everything, you're sitting for work, and it goes until evening. It's not about day to day. The time is not being spent. It's just that you can never get out if you want to get out. Let's just say on the weekend, or even when you're at the office, you're still going out and coming back to home. It's just that your time is well spent, but it's just that it never feels like you're stuck in that one place all the time. That's the worst part of it. Time, yeah, rarely do we get bored. There is always work. Being in a company, that too with a quite a large presence. There is always work that is there. You're never sitting idly. Yeah, there are a couple of days in between, where your work slows down, but basically it slows down. It never stops. So yeah, going pretty well overall.
I hope that I did not ruin your weekend. Am I right?
It's fine. No, it's totally fine. As I said, it's still better than not doing anything, just sitting at home. Even otherwise, I would say I would do it. I don't have any problem, particularly we have all been there. I know the purpose of this session. I have been there, and I'm sure everybody who has done their PhD would have been there. So I'm very happy to help, and even more so in this current time. It's a welcome distraction to do something other than just sitting at home watching TV.
Great. So, Harsha, just tell us a bit more about yourself. Like, where are you from, and how did you end up coming till this point of your life?
Sure. So I am, as you introduced me, I'm Sri Harsha. I am basically from Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. Till my 17 years old, I was there, always doing my 10th standard plus one plus two. After that, I did my undergrad from Geetham College. Now it is Geetham University in Visakhapatnam. That was from 2006 to 2010. Then I worked for 2 years at TCS Hyderabad. In 2012, I have joined IIITD as a master's student in VLSI and systems stream. And there I've got interested in doing PhD. After my master's, which I completed in 2014, I took a year break, just doing various other things. Then I came back to the university. I started my PhD in 2015. Till 2019, I was doing my PhD in the college. Then in 2019 June, I have joined ARM as a senior engineer. that's where I am right now, and I have just recently defended my thesis. So anyone who doesn't know, I did my PhD under Dr. Sujay Deb in the college, and I've just recently defended my thesis around 2 months back. So that's more or less my journey from the beginning, in a brief nutshell.
So, Harsha, 5 years down the line, as a new entrant to this research field, I'm sure that you must have been carrying some reservations about whether you should take up this field or not. So, what is your piece of advice for those similar aspirants who are at this particular junction as you had been 5 years down the line?
Okay. I mean, that's actually, I think, one of the most asked questions when you're thinking about PhD. Let me give a bit more a detailed answer rather than a brief answer. Right? So, first thing I would always say is, particularly when you're going for a PhD, as compared to any other course that you are doing, you should be passionate about the job. And even before I go there, let me tell you something. No matter the stream you choose, no matter the research field you choose, there are always opportunities. So if that is your concern, I think you can rest a little easy. Don't get me wrong; it is going to be a difficult journey. To be able to commit your time for 5 years to anything is not an easy thing. But no matter the field you choose, no matter the research domain you choose, there are always opportunities. I want to clear that thing first. Okay, so there is no worry over there. You will find some opportunities to do whatever you want to do. Then the second thing I would say is choose this degree. Unlike other degrees, PhD is more of compared to undergrad, compared to postgrad. PhD is something you drive, not some course curriculum that drives it, or not some university that drives it. It's mostly you, your passion, and your interest in the field. That's the thing that drives it. Yeah, your advisor is there to guide you along the path and everything, but you should always motivate yourself and also. So if you find yourself passionate about certain subject, you can go for it. No matter the field, as I said before, no matter the field, you'll always find opportunities. So that's my biggest advice to anyone thinking about it. If you find strongly about any one particular domain, whatever is your area of field, go for it. And there are, it's a journey. I'm sure there are many questions that are there um, on how I felt about, myself before PhD, during PhD, after PhD. I will answer those questions also in detail, but in a brief nutshell, it's always an amazing journey. You learn a lot of things. I'm not even talking about the professional things, as in the subject matter and all this. Even beyond that, you will be learning a lot about yourself, about the what goes on into doing research and all those things, and your problem solving capabilities and many other things. So for anybody who is thinking about it, the only question I want you to ask yourself is, do you feel passionate about this subject? Okay, that's the foremost important thing. And if you have that passion, the commitment, the perseverance that is required to spend 5 years of time on a particular thing will come with it. I mean, because there will be times where you are thinking, you're in the middle of something. So this passion and this motivation is what helps you get through the difficult times of PhD. Okay, that's in a very brief manner. I think that's my foremost point when I suggest somebody doing PhD. Just think if you are passionate about a particular subject or not. The subject is irrelevant. Okay? That's my take on it.
So, Harsha, as you had rightly mentioned that it's a very big decision that you have to put in your commitment for on an average of 5 years. That is what it takes to do a PhD. As a fresh aspirant, there is a set fear in them about whether they should commit for such a long duration. From your personal experiences, how would you come out to these young individuals and drive this fear out of them?
Okay, good. I mean, the one part of the question I have already answered. Don't worry about opportunities, whether opportunities will be available after you have done your 5 years of PhD. I think I have already answered that question. There are always opportunities. I mean, again, I'm emphasizing the same point again and again, but I want to clear that away because that's the biggest, fear in, you're spending 5 years of time. Um, The second thing I want to, a common fear, right, which I want to, people to overcome is this. You see your peers, you see your friends who have done undergrad or masters with you. They have joined their job, they are doing well, they are earning money and all those things. But one slight difference between them and you is that you might start your career a little, your professional or job-wise career a little later, but the 5 years you spend is well worth it. This is another common fear I see in people thinking about PhD. That I am spending some time more similar to a student, not earning enough money, or I do not know whether it will pan out into something or not. Okay, first thing, as I said, there are always career opportunities, and the 5 years you spend here is only going to add to your experience. Nobody, most people in the industry or in the academics are not going to treat you as a fresher as you treat a fresher from undergrad or masters. They are going to treat you more as an experienced person with a certain subject knowledge in a particular domain, wherever you have done your PhD. So you are already starting from a comparatively higher ground than what you would have started when you are doing masters and undergrad. So that's another fear that I commonly see in people who are thinking about PhD. Okay, so even that, as I said, you might be spending 4 years or 5 years of your time with constrained financial things or whatever it is. But once you are out of your PhD, you are already starting at a higher ground. You are not starting as zero. You are being treated as an experienced person already. Okay, so that's another fear which I commonly see in people. I'm spending so and so time as a student. I'm not going for a job or anything. That's another thing that I would say. Then, and finally, 5 years when you're starting your PhD, yes, it might seem a little scary, but let me give you a slightly different perspective. Let's just say you go for a job after undergrad or masters. Okay, uh, even in those situations, right? You go to a new company after masters, you are learning something new over there in that whatever company you join over there. So as I was saying, let's just take you go for a job, right? Even when you go for a job, you are learning something new over there. It's not like you know everything that is going on in a company or in academics wherever. Typically, after a masters, it's a company. Even there, you learn something. You spend 3 4 years, right? You would always be thinking like, what do I want to do after these 3 4 years, right? In that sense, PhD is not so different. Okay, the only difference is that you already know this is what I am going to work on, and this is what I am going to do for a considerable amount of time in my life. The only primary difference is that from as compared to a job, right? You know what you're going to do at least at a broader level in the next 3 to 4 years. So in that sense, PhD is not very much different from what you will be doing in a job. It's just that unlike a company driving what you will be doing in the job, it's you and to a certain extent your advisor who will be driving what you will be doing for the next 3 to 4 years. And everything goes back to that primary thing I said. Once you are passionate about it, these things. What I'm trying to say, it might not help you. You might still be scared when you're joining through it, but once you put in your foot down, you start doing your PhD. These things will automatically fall into place. So as I said, if you're really passionate about that subject, go for it. I mean, all these things will definitely fall into place. The only thing that you would require is hard work, being passionate about the subject, perseverance. These are the three primary things. I will go into a little bit of the details of these things in later in the call, but these are the three primary things, right? You have passion for your work, you are willing to put in the hard work. Irrespective, you can go join a job. It's not like it's going to be breezy there. You still have to do the hard work. You still have to learn the things that a company is doing. It might not be exactly same as what you have learned in your masters or undergrad. You're still learning new things. You have to put in your hard work so that you can go ahead in the company, right? It's no difference in a PhD. As I said, the only primary difference is that who is driving what you are doing. That's that. I think if you keep these three things in mind and answer the first and foremost question, I think you are good to go. I mean, anybody who is thinking of doing a PhD, And if your answers are strongly yes in these matters, I want to study this subject, or I want to put in the hard work required to learn this subject, you are already there. That's the biggest problem in your doing it. And every fear that is associated with what will happen afterwards, and trust me, they will be answered during the course of your PhD. Right? Whenever we are getting students for PhD interviews and all these things, we do categorize them accordingly. They are coming directly from undergrad, they are coming directly from masters. The one common thing when we are evaluating both the students is that are their basics are strong. Okay, so the one common thing we see from both these people is whether their basics, whatever subject they have studied, okay, primarily whatever the subject they have studied, not what they are looking for.